Welcome to the Win Legal channel, where we're dedicated to provide tips, strategies and tactics to help you through your litigation. If you like what you see, click subscribe and learn more at our website www.win, that's wyn.legal. Today we're talking about the implications of the removal of the Section 21 notice. It's only been a few days and we now have a Labour government in power and they have committed to removing the Section 21 notice. So what are we seeing as a law firm in response to this new government? Well, the first thing is that we are seeing that more landlords are panicking. We're seeing an increase in the number of Section 21 notices that are being served on tenants. And whilst this is understandable, we do think that inevitably this is going to lead to a huge backlog in the court system for landlords that are looking to start the possession proceedings in the coming months. And so if you are a landlord looking to serve a Section 21 notice, be prepared and be patient, because it is going to take some time before your matter will be dealt with by the courts. Now, we do think that there will be a transitionary period. So even though the Labour government are talking about making wholesale reforms to the private rental sector within the first 100 days, we do think that there will be some notice period being given before the abolishment of the Section 21 notice. So it's not something that will necessarily come in immediately, but it's definitely something to be aware of. And I think landlords ought to be very aware of the Section 8 notice, because if the Section 21 notice no longer exists, in order to evict a tenant, there will be huge focus on the Section 8 notice, and in particular the grounds in which you do choose to evict a tenant. And so you are going to have to find fault. If you remember, Section 21 notices are no fault evictions. Section 8 notices, you have to find a fault or an issue. And we do anticipate some amendments to the grounds on which landlords can rely on. So for example, we're expecting a possible ground being if a landlord needs to move back into their rental property, or if a landlord needs to sell their rented property. Those may be circumstances where it would be appropriate to serve a Section 8 notice. If there is antisocial behaviour, that's another example where a landlord may be able to serve a Section 8 notice, but it's very important that the courts are going to be looking for evidence. So if you're a landlord concerned about antisocial behaviour at your property, evidence is going to be king. And finally, rent arrears. Yes, that is always something that is of concern for landlords. Well, there is likely to be provision to rely on a Section 8 notice where there is rent arrears, but I think you've got to be very careful to fall within the new rules. And we anticipate the new rules being that a tenant has to be in at least 2 months of rent arrears on at least 3 occasions in 3 years. So let me say that again. It's 2 months of rent arrears on at least 3 occasions in 3 years. So remember, 2, 3, 3. And that will be where a landlord could look to evict a tenant. So it's not going to be straight away, it's not going to be after 2 months as it is at present, but after that metric has been met. So there is wholesale reform coming in, and all I can say is watch this space, as we will be guiding landlords through the changing landscape to the private rentals sector. Do keep tuned to our channel, and we hope to guide you all the way through. Thank you for listening.